Now the 7th house is ruled by Libra. Libra rules the kidneys. And Libra is a master of having partnerships. They need a best friend. So moon in the 7th house, or people with a moon in Libra actually as well, they really like having a best friend around. And if they're in love with you, you have hit the jackpot, because man, they will be sensitive to your every aching need. There are drawbacks, however. They like to play sometimes a little bit of emotional bartering games. As well, they can be prone to a little bit of clinginess. Not a heavy water sign clinginess, but just, you know, a little irritational, hey man, you're in my space kind of neediness. And, you know, they're the people that sometimes if you break up with them, they keep sending you gifts through the mail. Now let's talk about the 8th house. My favorite, because my moon is in the 8th house. 8th house is ruled by Scorpio. It's notoriously the house of intimacy. Anybody with an 8th house moon really craves the one-on-one. The 8th house rules, as you may know, the sex organs. Unfortunately, they're a little bit prone to possibly losing themselves in you, because the nature of the 8th house is that they want ultimately some kind of spiritual transformation from a human relationship, which is, as you know, impossible, and you really need to connect with the divine for that. And at least that's what I've learned. So God bless anybody with an 8th house moon. Usually they're happiest when they are connecting with their spirituality on a very deep level. That way they can let people in and let them back out, and let them in and let them out again. Because ultimately, the 8th house moon, even though they may on their negative side act like they want to own somebody, they really don't. Now let's talk about the 9th house. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and by its association with Jupiter, rules the thighs. I have no idea why. But anyway, people with a 9th house moon generally are good in school, especially college, master's degree school, and PhD school. These are the people that like to write books. They're the people that, in the end of their life, they really do enjoy looking at their accomplishments. Unfortunately, the hard thing for 9th house moon people is that if they don't connect with you intellectually, they will just drop the ball. They don't want to connect with you at all. And I think sometimes they miss out because they can be accused of being like overly involved in education and things. We need 9th house moon people, because who else is going to teach us stuff? Okay, like history and stuff? 9th house moon. And when it's time to get serious, the 9th house moon disappears. Now, the 10th house rules Capricorn. And having your moon in the 10th house can be a little bit difficult, because the moon rules your inner life. And if you can think of, like, Capricorn is very concerned with their status. The 10th house is usually your reputation, your status in life, your ambition, your career, and your public life. So having the moon in the 10th house is not very easy. Usually 10th house moon types have to find somebody exactly like themselves, because it won't really work, you know, to date some, you know, compatibility-wise, people dating somebody with that much ambition if they don't have it, you know. And so the best part about a Capricorn moon is that their behavior is usually really intact and they are not jerks. But the worst part is that instead of like going to the emergency room when their child is having a very severe allergic reaction, they are busy trading their stocks online or something like that, where they're like concerned with their career shit. So that's where they get loused up a little bit in terms of being intimately involved with people.
Aquarius rules the calves.
Now, with the moon in the 11th house, the 11th house rules Aquarius. We're looking at people wanting to connect on a mass level with everybody. So the cool thing is that they make friends out of their lovers, and their lovers become their friends. The big drawback? Well, obviously, no emotivity or a lack of emotional connection when it's really necessary. The 12th house. The 12th house is ruled by Pisces, and the feet, of course, our connection to planet Earth. And people with a 12th house moon tend to be very, very sensitive and very psychic. Whether or not they use it, you know, as a living is, well, it's not my business, but, you know, they could choose to. They tend to be psychic enough that they could. It's also the house of self-undoing. And the reason why is because Pisces, by its association with Neptune, rules some sort of boundarylessness. So you can see that some people with a 12th house moon could wind up in the nut house, actually, because this is where, like, their healing needs to happen sometimes, because that's the nature of the 12th house moon. They're so deeply sensitive people. But on the good side, they're very, very sensitive and warm. I guess on the negative side is that they are so sensitive they could lose touch with reality. Now, when in doubt about a relationship, cherchez la moon.